Welcome to another episode of Patching for Noise, Part 3, and the final part of this series, where I basically give you my thoughts and my feedback in this final part of owning the Percussa SSP for a few weeks now. If you remember in Part 1, we basically dealt with Section 1, where we created some modules, and then we went to Section 2. I was supposed to do a third section, but I figured, well, I think I have a complex set up enough where I could just complete 2, because all we did in Section 2 last week was we put a micro tonal quantizer, a sampler with some bass and kick and hi-hats and some glitchy snare, and then we added a delay. So basically, to finish off Section 2, I just added an input module, wavetable oscillator is what you're hearing right now, and of course I got my O-coast being modulated by the SSP. So I got a lot of weird stuff going on right now. I like stuff like this, just random notes, just doing its own thing. It's having its own party. So basically, let me tell you what I think about the SSP. Well, it's a difficult one because it's very deep. You got to make it your own, you know. And when you start loading modules and start connecting all these things together, you got to really understand what you're doing. It takes time to learn it. And you got to learn the way. It's like learning how to patch a modular system all over again. It's not your typical patch this into the 1 volt per octave and then, get this into the gate and then the envelope generator and then the filter. No, you got to learn the SSP way. If you can't learn the SSP way, then hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more. I can't sing. But anyways, it forces you to learn its way. And then you have to kind of learn how to connect the dots together, and it's a puzzle. And some people love fiddling around with stuff like that, just fiddling around trying to solve a puzzle. And I kind of like that. So what I think about the SSP is great. Is it worth $2,000 as advertised on a lot of these websites? Well, I don't know. That's a lot of money. Some people will get frustrated before they actually get to the point where they're utilizing $2,000 worth of utilities in here. In other words, when you first get it, you're not going to benefit from the $2,000 right away. Or if you get it used on reverb for $1,500 or even $1,000 or whatever, you may not benefit from that money right away. It may take a couple of weeks. And it may get to the point where, what's good about this module, you may never use it. Like, for example, I don't use a computer in a DAW. I don't use Ableton Live. I don't use none of that stuff. I don't take advantage of the audio interface. So that's probably where it's really powerful. I'm just using basic stuff to modulate the O-coast, the dust of time, and just feed stuff in and out, just having fun patching and doing little LFOs and sequencers and delays. That's all. I'm not doing anything really special with this. It's just, I'm just having fun. And that's really what it's all about. And once you have fun, you just ignore, hey, a lot of people buy a Lamborghini just to go to the grocery store and pick up bread. Some people will buy the Percussa SSP just to use the clouds, and that's it, nothing else. Because they got such a big modular system, they're not going to go deep into this thing and learn every aspect. They'll just use it for one thing. Some people do that. Other people will use this as their main source of entertainment in their modular system. Me, I have a small setup, so I'm using this as an effects processor. Utilities. So to me, is it worth it? Well, probably not worth spending, the amount of money that they have this advertised for just to do what I'm doing. I guess if you have a computer and you want to use it as an audio interface and you want to hook up MIDI instrument and do all these things, and it's probably worth it if you have more goals, but for me, I'm having fun with it. I've been known to buy and sell and buy and sell. I have something for a couple of weeks and then it's out of here. I'm kind of interested in seeing what the ER301 feels like, but obviously I can't have both. Something has to go. So, but my thoughts is basically a positive one. I like it. I like what it can do. I'm having fun so far. And I encourage you, if you do decide to pick one of these up, try and have fun. Don't let the frustration of trying to patch, because you're going to get frustrated. You're going to go on the forums, ask some questions. They got the Techno Bear, they got Bert, they got other individuals that can offer a hand in helping you, patch these and, figure out what you're doing. And it could be a fun experience. But I would do some research before you buy it. Look at the videos. And then kind of, do your homework. I did my homework. I love watching videos. When I come home from work, I have dinner. I watch all these videos and then I make my decision from there. And I decide within a couple of weeks whether I'm going to keep it or whether I should sell it and experience with something else. I'm known to do that. So what this thing can do, you need a whole giant modular system. So, just keep those thoughts in mind. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm not a good person to review modules. I'm just giving you my thoughts, and everything is positive. The encoders are sort of jumpy at times. Nothing major. They're very sensitive. But that's my only negative. The encoders are not the best. I'm not really crazy about them. They jump too fast and they're very sensitive. Sometimes you got to go really, really slow with them. The display is crisp, very nice. All the buttons do seem to work. I don't really foresee these buttons wearing out anytime soon. I love the 16 inputs and the 8 outputs. Oh my goodness, you can have a blast if you have a big modular system. You can actually, there's so much you can do with this module. It's unbelievable. You won't even know what you can do until you buy it, and you'd have to discover the things that you can do. That's how good this module is. You won't know by looking at the videos because they can't cover everything. You have to get it and make it your own. And you have to discover what you can do with it. There is a lot you can do. And that's my feedback on this Percussa SSP, Super Signal Processor. I hope you enjoyed all these parts 1, parts 2, parts 3. And yeah, hopefully I'll have it next week and we can continue making music and having fun and patching noise together. Maybe next week I'll have some sort of drone video, the usual, nothing special. I tend to do different stuff every week, but I love drone and weird noises and patching stuff. So I tend to stick with that for now because it's sort of relaxing listening to weird geeky noises. So until then, you guys take care and we'll see you guys next week.